Here comes Gundam Claus, here comes Gundam Claus, right down Gundam Claus lane. Hey, what's going on everybody? Here, as promised, is the AnchorT Providence Zaft Gundam Premium Edition. Now this one is kind of special because this is the pre-order. With the pre-order you get premium boxing and you actually get signed in Sharpie on there from AnchorT Yao, which is super awesome. This of course is not mine. This is a gift for someone, so I am super stoked to do this and get it out to him. But this is from AnchorT. For those that don't know, AnchorT Yao is actually the sculptor and producer for Infinite Dimensions. This is AnchorT. I have a couple from AnchorT and then I have a couple from Infinite Dimensions. Both seem, when I've peeked at the pieces, look to be just the same quality, both in casting and design. Now with this one, this has a slip cover on it, so we're going to pull that off real quick. And that is part of the pre-order edition. So taking a look at the slip cover, it is nice. You've got a nice raised lettering on there. On the back you've got a shot with all the information just like you end up getting with the Infinite Dimensions. Taking a look at the premium box, there you go. It's got some scuffs on it. That was from me. You get a nice glossy AnchorT emblem that's on there. I don't quite understand the meaning behind this, but create the Acme. On the other side you have AnchorT. On the back you have a logo saying AnchorT. Now this box is super heavy duty. It is actually closed by magnets. Taking a look at the first fold over, you get shots of all of the creations that are on here. On the fold open part you get a thank you, thanks to everyone who supports and accompany us. On the other fold open you actually get staff recognition. You get a shot of the Sosby on here, and then down at the bottom it says goodbye. Parting is for a better meeting again. Wish we will eventually resplendent. And I think that's just the translation coming out kind of funky. Taking a look at the box, all folded open and everything. The sides on here, they could have done a little bit thicker of a paper on here. They ended up, just from the weight, ending up splitting on the corners. I'm going to throw some tape on there, but very premium feeling. You get one packet which has all your information in here, and then you get a second tray which has all the parts, which I'm going to pull that open. Taking a look at the packaging, again you get that AnchorT logo on there. 01 for packet number 1. You open up the packet, you get a bundle of stuff in here. The first thing you get with all of their kits is you get this fold out, says operating manual, and again you can use Google Translate to translate all this, but it's basically just showing you all the tools that they recommend for building and painting. And then the back side of that, with all AnchorT kits, you get this envelope, and I really love the packaging on this. So you slide that out. You get an AnchorT. It's got a QR code for all of their locations. I haven't done translation on what this ends up saying, but you get this card in there as well. You get one packet of water slide decals in these static bags. Keep them nice and safe. And as with all of their decals, nice, crisp, clear. You've got a lot of little decals that are on there. They don't feel too thick, they don't feel too thin. Should work just fine. I'm not sure which ones are going to get used because I'm not actually painting this, but my friend can pick and choose what he wants. Now he also has the premium edition, which has a sheet of water slides that came with it as well. In there you get another one of those static bags and you get the decals. So here is the back side with the sticky part. Here's the front side, nice and shiny. And there is a clear coating that is over that. But here are the photo etch parts that come with that. Infinite Dimensions, AnchorT, look very nice. And this is a prime example because it's showing up well in the camera. This is what I was talking about with the other ones that I ended up for the double Zeta undoing. They're starting to do these where you don't have, they're laser cut, so you don't have to end up trimming and filing, doing all of that. It just basically peel and glue. So here we are with the instruction booklet, and before I end up doing the instruction booklet, let me run a slideshow of everything in high definition just to let you guys see the process. over, let's go through the instruction booklet. It is nice and thick, heavy stock, nothing cheap on this. You really feel like you get your money's worth when you purchase these. Now, one thing I would probably recommend is for the company to have someone that is English speaking to proofread. You have consents, it should be contents. It's not a big deal, it just kind of a irk with me. You have preface, information, show. Now it is kind of nice that they end up putting in here like what camera they use to take the photos, what aperture, all of that kind of stuff. For nerds, that's super cool. And here are pretty much all the same shots that I did in the slideshow. That's why I did the slideshow, because it comes out a lot more clear than doing this, but very cool. Here we get into section 4, the instruction, and it gives you a listing of what you should be using. So for the chest, you get the parts layout over here, and then a rough, and they do a rough how parts end up going together. You are going to have to play around, fidget around with it, and figure out your best way of putting it together. I found that out from the dark matter kit. You kind of have to play around with it. All right, so here is for the shoulders, the arms, the legs and feet. And this is what I was talking about. They don't really indicate what you use as far as the original kit and what you end up replacing with the resin pieces. And on this part, I haven't really looked at the pieces, but I'm not sure if they're showing you that this is where the pour tab is and you need to cut that off, or if they're showing you that on the stock part you use that and you cut that off. On here you get the shield pieces, you get the gun pieces, and you get placement of the photo etch, and then the back side of the manual. Now opening up the box, you're greeted with only 2 packets of parts. The first packet here, this looks to be a shield part on here, skirt parts, and as you can see, the pieces are nice and crisp on there. Very cool. So here's part of that foot that I was talking about, and yeah, I think they're intending you to cut off part of the stock foot so that it fits in there. I think that's what they're indicating with the instructions, but you would end up figuring that out when you're trying to put it on yourself. Taking a look at the parts that are in the second baggie, I think these are for the arms, and look at that detail. It's just super clean. Here's part for the arms. Now I can see right there is a section we're going to have to run a scriber through it, but no big deal. Just a lot of great. And here is, when I did the unboxing, I was telling you guys that I thought that there were parts to replace those floppy rubber parts, and there are, and thank God for that. And then here's some more right down here. But yeah, so that's the second baggie on here. I think there's probably about 50 parts altogether that end up getting used. You know, we're also counting the smaller parts that are on here. I am super stoked. I need to cut this open, count all the parts, count everything. It does look like this is the first time I've had anything broken. It does look like there's a little piece that's on here that's broken off from right there, but it looks to be clean, no big deal. We'll just glue that back on. The pour marks, the mold marks, everything else looks to be minimal on that. A few little blemishes like that's on here right there, not a big deal. We'll just clean those right up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crack this open and do a parts count and everything, and then separate as far as what gets used for legs, arms, and everything. And I will end up showing you these pieces in closer detail and how to clean them up, scribe them, everything else as we build this up. I want to share this with you, and it won't take forever because I want to get this out. I want to try and get this out by Thanksgiving when I go down to LA so I can hand deliver it. Otherwise it'll be get done by Christmas, no doubt. Just all built up and primed. I really want to thank you guys for tuning in and sticking around. If you want to see more videos like this and you like this one, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and as usual, YouTube, I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, YouTube.